Noah Lyles pinched with painful memories by journalist ahead of Diamond League Lausanne. I'm constantly forcing myself into uncomfortable positions so that I have to show up. Honestly putting myself in the races where people might have faster season best than me or PRs than me. Noah Lyles said before he clashed with Kishane Thompson in Silesia. He's always pushed past his limits, and 2025 proved it. Overcoming injury and doubts to beat Letzel Tebogo in the 200m, his season opener, and a race where few expected him to win. But now this very statement might have come to challenge him a little. The 100-meter Olympic gold medalist was present at the Lausanne 2025 press conference today, where the interviewer used his statements from Silesia to ask if he is ever going to run the 400m. She questioned, "You said that you love to put yourself in uncomfortable positions over showing your talent over 100 and 200 meters, but my question is, when are we seeing you over 400 meters? Because we saw you in a 4x4. We know you can move." Noah's immediate response was to ask her if they had not seen the Florida relays. What happened there? Now, Noah's relationship with the 400m is a little sour. In the 2024 Florida relays, Noah Lyles was part of the USA Red 4x 100m relay team that could not finish due to a baton exchange mishap. In 2025, he didn't race the Florida relays, but he did run a 400m in Florida. It was the Tom Jones Memorial, where he ran the Olympic Development Finals, finishing 5th with a time of 45.87 seconds. The interviewer pinched again, though. She asked, "Are you one day planning on running the Open 4?" Noah had one demand. "How much y'all paying? If you want to bring out the most popular man in track and field today to 400m, you have to pay him." Of course, the interviewer laughed and said that she isn't paying anything. "I am not running." Noah Lyles chuckled. Despite the losses in the 400m, the Olympian had once talked about running the 400m, and he also thinks he can break the world record. Noah Lyles believes he can break the 400-meter world record. On the Nightcap podcast, Noah Lyles talked about how Jareem Richards, a 200m runner with a PB of 19.80s, shifted his focus to the 400m, and then at the Olympics final of the 400m, he was 4th with 43.78. Given that, he believes he can break the world record. How? My PR is 19.3 in the 200m, and I have some pretty good strength on me as well. I truly would like to take a shot at the world record if I decide to move to the 400m truly and give it my 100% for multiple years. Yeah, I'm going after the world record," the Olympian explained. The 45.87 he clocked this year is his personal best in the 400m. The current men's world record for the 400m outdoor is 43.03 seconds, set by Wade van Niekerk of South Africa at the 2016 Rio Olympics. Can Noah break it? Let us know your thoughts. Noah Lyles stood under the cool lights of the Lausanne press conference, his mind not fully on the upcoming Diamond League meet, but on the unexpected sting of a reporter's question. At first glance, the spotlight and scrutiny were familiar. He was, after all, an Olympic 100m champion, a 6-time world champion, and American record holder in the 200m. Wikipedia. Yet the words, "When are we seeing you over 400m?" pierced deeper than any record chase could. The question was rooted in a quote he had offered in Silesia about deliberately placing himself in uncomfortable positions to test himself against faster opponents. Essentially sports. But for Lyles, the suggestion of stepping up to the 400m was not just a test. It was a revisit to a moment of public failure, fraught with frustration and personal defeat. Part 2. The reluctance behind the laughter. When the reporter pressed further, asking if he planned to run the Open 400m, Noah's response surfaced with almost comical timing, but emotional weight. "How much y'all paying?" he quipped, followed by a laugh. "I'm not running," he said, punctuating the statement with a chuckle. Essentially sports. But beneath the humor lay something heavier, a painful memory of a 400m race gone wrong, not because of his speed or stamina, but a mishap with a baton. At the 2024 Florida Relays, he was part of a USA Red 4 by 100m relay team that couldn't finish due to a botched handoff. Essentially sports. Though that wasn't a 400m race, The reminder of fragile failure lingered. He had also actually run a 400m in Gainesville this year, the Tom Jones Memorial, finishing 5th in 45.87 seconds. Essentially sports. Wikipedia. A respectable time, yes, but not a victory, and not the kind of story winners tell. This combination, a relay fail, a less-than-magic open 400m, and public commentary, reopened wounds Noah had tried to keep closed. The laughter in the press room was his shield, but the hurt stayed. Part 3. Inside the Mind of the Champion. Lyles' 2025 season had been a juggling act of setbacks and comebacks. Early in the year, an inflamed tendon sidelined him for nearly 3 months, threatening to derail his campaign. Essentially sports. Yet he returned with spark. Victory in the 200m at Monaco, 19.88s. Second in the 100m at London, and another runner-up in Silesia. An impressive string of results for someone returning from injury. Essentially sports. Still, the 400m loomed as an unwelcome invitation, a route he hadn't chosen, a race that held nothing but reminders of failure. And the journalist's question, well-intentioned, perhaps, forced him to confront those memories publicly. The joke was immediate, the reaction reflexive. But inside, memory stirred, dredging up hours of honest work, injury management, and the stubborn desire to stay firmly in the 100/200m realm, the lane that had brought him championships. Part 4. The Unseen Struggle. Noah Lyles is no stranger to emotional candor. In 2017, he faced a torn muscle during the U.S. Championships and made the agonizing choice to withdraw, one of the hardest decisions of his career. "I actually cried," he later admitted. Choosing long-term health over short-term glory was a painful but defining moment. Pulse Sports Kenya. And in 2025, the season had tested him on another front. "This is probably my most wild and unexpected year," he reflected in Lausanne, referencing injury, disruption, and a rushed return to form. Essentially sports. His journey was about adaptation, acing comebacks, recalibrating expectations, knowing that even one misstep could echo publicly. The question about 400m wasn't just about a possible shift in distance. It was a question of emotional territory. Why risk reopening doors that had hurt? Why invite narratives on a race where he had never truly excelled? His quip was both defiance and self-protection. Part 5. The diamond track beckons again. And yet, despite that emotional undercurrent, the same press conference saw Lyles express the perfect balancing act between competitiveness and gratitude. Speaking of his run-up to Lausanne, he said, "Everything can't be about getting the win. Sometimes you gotta step back and be excited for that." Sportskeeda. He was clear-eyed. The loss always shouldn't overshadow progress. The feeling of, wow, I ran that. And the joy of the race itself, even under pressure, is vital. Sportskeeda.